there was no choice but to order punishment from King Charles. There has never been more pressing need to deal with Harry and Meghan's threat. There's a chance that the Commonwealth could fall apart at any moment. A hearty welcome back to the official YouTube channel for all things royal, including the UK royal news trend. With obvious self-interest and malice, Beijing and Moscow have joined Team Harry and Meghan with glee. While vacationing in opulence in Southern California, the two disgraced British royals are recklessly undermining British national security by extension, endangering the safety of the United States and its allies. Since the two are willing to sell out king and country for Hollywood-style fame and Netflix, it appears that not even the Commonwealth of 56 countries, the greatest legacy of the late Queen Elizabeth II, is off-limits to them. In the Netflix documentary series Harry and Meghan, the Queen's Commonwealth legacy was portrayed as an evil archetypal manifestation of racism and repression, and was derisively referred to as Empire 2.0 by British journalist and Norwegian native Afua Hirsch. It's implied that members of the British royal family are responsible for its widespread dissemination. I can't believe it, just so long as the Commonwealth Charter did. Not at all. It is a voluntary association of independent and sovereign states, according to the charter that governs the organisation. In addition, its guiding principles acknowledge that its special strength comes from the combination of our diversity and our shared inheritance in language, culture, and the rule of law. The story of Harry and Meghan is strikingly similar to the Alfred Hitchcock mystery comedy The Trouble with Harry. Harry Warb, Philip True, played by True, is discovered dead in the film directed by the British director. Edmund Gwenn, Kris Kringle in The Miracle on 34th Street, Shirley MacLaine, and Mildred Natwick all play characters who are convinced they murdered poor Harry by accident. The modern dystopian twist is that Prince Harry wants the British and American publics to believe that the royal family, the palace as an institution or the firm, and the British media have all conspired to destroy him and his family. He and Meghan Markle are equally evasive about the whys and hows. All of them centre on racial slurs levelled at her, but no member of the royal family is specially named in any of the accusations. All three of the main characters in Meghan and Harry's reimagining of Hitchcock's noir comedy should just admit they're racist in every way, whether or not that's proven to be the case, and take full responsibility for their role in the royal couple's downfall. It would be funny if Harry and Meghan's tantrums didn't have such serious and far-reaching consequences in the real world, but they do, especially in a world where the West and its ideas and ideals of neoliberalism are under attack from leaders like Vladimir Putin in Russia and Xi Jinping in Ukraine. Right now, Russia and China pose a mortal threat to the Commonwealth, with East, Central and Southern Africa bearing the brunt of the assault. Both autocracies promote radically different worldviews from those of the West. China is a totalitarian democracy where the people are the masters, but the Chinese Communist Party is the master of the country. Putin advocates a multipolar autocratic order forged through invasions of sovereign territory and phony popular votes. Particularly from the Chinese side, buying up the Commonwealth has been a form of attack or a high-stakes hostile takeover. Over £685 million in Chinese investment has been made in the Commonwealth countries since Xi took office in 2005. However, Beijing's generosity is not without a price. Many countries in the Commonwealth have sided with Beijing, rather than London in pivotal votes on UN resolutions because of Xi's pressure. In a 2020 Human Rights Committee vote on China's Hong Kong national security law, 10 Commonwealth members sided with Beijing over London. Putin's plan to employ the Wagner Group as a mercenary force on the continent of Africa has been successful as well. The early March vote by African countries to condemn Putin's special military operation in Ukraine was narrowly supported by a majority of 51 to 49%. Mozambique, Namibia, Rwanda, South Africa and Tanzania, all members of the Commonwealth, did not vote. If Harry and Meghan didn't see this growing threat to the Commonwealth when the war in Ukraine started, they have no excuse now for not realizing how much Beijing and Moscow are influencing Commonwealth member nations. After Russia annexed Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk and Zaporizhzhia in October, 10 Commonwealth countries are to choose to do nothing. Most egregiously, Prince Harry appears to be unaware of the symbolic yet crucial role his father, King Charles III, plays as the leader of the United Kingdom's armed forces, especially in the light of the fact that the threat to the Commonwealth is not just political or economic, but also increasingly military in nature. China is steadily military encircling much of the Commonwealth in Africa and the Pacific, joining the Wagner Group of Russia, which is conducting mercenary operations across Africa. Through its Belt and Road initiative, Beijing is completing this encirclement by, for example, constructing a deep-water port in Lamu, Kenya, and establishing the Lamu Port South Sudan-Ethiopia transport corridor. According to reports, China is also planning to build additional military installations in East Africa, including expanding its base and naval capacity in Djibouti. Harry and Meghan Ratings' Empire 2.0 publicity stunt for their Netflix documentary couldn't come at a worse time, what with Moscow and Beijing's designs on the Commonwealth and Africa in particular. Some have already argued that Harry and Meghan could have been the much-needed ambassadors to Africa, but that doesn't stop Team Harry and Meghan from trying to convince others of their case. However, that's a rethought interpretation. It appears that they have never truly invested in that part. Also, Harry and Meghan are crassly endangering the global economic alliance that accounts for nearly 10% of the United Kingdom's total foreign trade, as they amass personal wealth in the United States. By some estimates, more than $150 million for the Netflix series alone. A change from King and Country to Bling and Sundry occurred during Harry and Meghan's wedding planning. Moving along, Who Among Us Shall Separate Us was the title of a hymn sung at Queen Elizabeth's funeral. When it comes to sowing racial discord in Africa, Moscow and Beijing are placing their bets on Harry and Meghan. As a result, it threatens not only the United Kingdom, but also the robustness of the United Kingdom's military and economic partnership with Washington. Dead giveaway, Harry passed away from entirely natural causes in The Trouble with Harry. Just as no one in the royal family, the palace, or the media can be held responsible for Harry and Meghan's self-inflicted wounds, no one can be held responsible for his death. Interestingly, Jerry Mathers, later known for his role on Leave It to Beaver, was a young supporting actor in Hitchcock's comedy, according, Leave It to Harry, to have messed this up badly, most likely with Meghan guiding him at every turn. For the sake of our national security and your own, please refrain from further ranting. As for you, how do you feel about this perspective? Rather than just reading my thoughts on the topic, I'd like to hear yours in the comments section so we can discuss it further. Like and share our video with anyone you know who could use some inspiration right now about how if you've enjoyed what we were talking about tonight. If you like that, you should check out the rest of the videos on the UK Royals News Trend channel. Now, I appreciate you watching, so thank you very much and good night, and we'll see you again.